Scuba beep.
Bibbidi bobbidi.
Bibbidi bobbidi, scuba bobbidi. Ha. All right, everyone. Hello and welcome to episode 129 of the GGG Podcast. As always, I am Paul and I am joined by my co-host Phil. We got a good show for you today. Some cool releases coming out this week. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls comes out. Beast of Reincarnation with heavy influences from Studio Ghibli movies. I've been seeing all of those things in my feed and whatnot. And Big Walk, a big anticipated game, finally coming out. And then we're going to talk a little Halo campaign Evolved. Bautista might be Kratos, and a Grand Theft Auto trailer that is apparently coming to Netflix and then to other places for you to watch, which is very weird. I can smell the capitalism from here. Can't you, Phil?
Yeah, but it's like dumb capitalism. We'll get into it when we get into it. Sorry.
We will. How you been doing this week?
Yeah,
what have you been playing?
I've been playing a lot of things. Actually, not that much. I've been playing a lot of Avatar Legends.
Oh, okay. Still going.
The fighting game.
Mm-hmm.
Still going. I'll just pop into a match and like do a quick online thing, and then I'll get like suckered into doing a bunch. Because when you find someone that like you kind of match with, you're like, all right, cool. Let's do another one. Oh, you won this one. I'll win the next one.
Yeah.
I've also been playing Soul Sesto, which came out a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago. It is a roguelike, but it's like a puzzle game. It's got a really unique visual art style, and it was free on the Epic Games Store. I'm going to see if it's still up there.
Okay.
But let's see. It is not still up there. It looks like it's gone. Whoopsies. I should have told everyone sooner.
Just for fun.
Just for me. But yeah, no, it's a fun and interesting little roguelike. Besides that, a little bit of Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I still working my way through it. I can't quit that man.
Yeah, I can't either. I've been playing that game a lot too, and it is just the cat's pajamas. I know I've already brought it up, but just the lack of systems is just so relieving to me. Of just, I have a double assassination already. Oh, my sword is a sword, and my gun is a gun. Like, no RNG. None of this, like, I miss it.
There are like some upgrades, but they all feel so meaningful, and they like take the right amount of time to get. You're not like being overloaded with them and being like, okay, well, this changes my attack rate 0.105%.
Yes,
it's like, no, I can feel what this upgrade does, and bada bing, bada boom. Now my ship shoots 6 cannons instead of just 1. So pretty good stuff.
Yeah, I've been absolutely loving it. That's probably been my number one game played. But I have also been playing Frostpunk 2 quite a bit. Really been getting back into it. The story DLC, I brought it up a while ago, but I hadn't actually checked it out myself. But the story DLC where there is you're setting up a city that is just underneath a volcano. Which is pretty awesome to have that contrast of like the heat and the frost. And they've added a lot of new mechanics to the game. There's like the war waging mechanic that you can do now, where you like build a barracks and build men, and you can send them to go take over other colonies and whatnot. So there's just a lot that they've added into that game, so I'm really happy they're continuing to support it. But also, in preparation for Big Walk coming out this week, my friends and I played a very nice game of Peak last weekend. And I hadn't played Peak since November of last year, so it had been a hot minute, and I gotta say, it still slaps. It's still Peak.
Yeah.
So it's
they just released a trailer for the final ascent for Peak.
Ooh,
so I think that means the 1.0 is launching very soon, which is exciting because that game has been like a banger already in the pre-release window. So yeah,
right on. I think that's pretty much it. Dipped into Fortnite, checked out some Simpsons stuff. They put things in the Simpsons, in the store for the Simpsons. I think Futurama is in there right now if you love Futurama. But yeah, that has pretty much been it for me. All right, before we get into this week's major game releases, if you haven't already liked and subscribed to the GGG Podcast YouTube channel, please do so. We'd really appreciate it. And if you're listening to the audio only version on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, you can follow us over there as well. First up this week, Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. This had a big presentation. I think it got presented last December at the Game Awards, I want to say. And a lot of people were very excited about it. I am not a big fighting game guy, despite there being so many fighting games of things that I really love coming out this year. We had the Invincible fighting game, and I love Invincible. We have Avatar Legends, and I love Avatar. And now we have a Marvel fighting game, and I'm like, meh. What do you think, Phil? You've picked up Avatar Legends? Is Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls a fighting game that you want to engage with?
No, and here's the thing: it's just weird to see all the characters very animate out.
Yes.
For me personally,
yes, it is style.
I really, I hate Iron Man having like the Gundam things.
Yeah.
Personally, and I think it's like, it's cool because it looks like a samurai or like a shogun from back in the day. Mm-hmm. But then like it's a weird transformation for me to be on Iron Man, and all of the characters are like very fun cartoony versions of it. But I think, unlike Marvel Rivals, who has their versions of the character, but then you can change the skin to like be whatever works for you, it does seem like they have like just a tone that drapes over everything in the game. Weirdly enough, though, Doctor Doom looks pretty much identical. There's a couple characters that look sort of identical.
Yeah.
And when I played the beta, I felt like it was just a bit too floaty and like simple. And like the timing was just, I don't know. It just, something didn't click. I have heard from people who played the later betas that it seems like a whole new game. And I know the the Dragon Ball Fighter Z team is behind it. So there's some positives. I guess I'm waiting to see the reviews on this one. I would probably pick it up on a deep sale. I more wanted to support Avatar because it's a kind of an indie team with a lesser known IP. Slightly lesser known IP, and their animation style just looks so much better in my opinion.
Yes. Yeah, because it is the Avatar animation style, straight up.
Yeah.
So
good.
I'm not going to be drawn in for this one. The artistic style is not my vibe, and I know that's just a personal preference type of a thing. So if it is your thing, right on for you. But yeah, I'm still very much, unfortunately, just a Mortal Kombat or a Injustice kind of fighting game guy. I need more simplistic combos that I can actually memorize as a casual fighter gamer and not as a hardcore fighter gamer. So, and yeah, it sounds like the game just came out today, the day that we are recording this, and it's having some launch issues, particularly on PC, where the game is shutting down or just straight up not letting players access the game, where you're getting stuck in the start menu, or you're not able to access certain modes. And then along with those issues, there are also online multiplayer issues as well. And that is across all platforms, not just on PC. But if you're thinking about picking this game up, you probably want to get it on a console, at least if you're going to buy it right now. Because they did not sort the PC stuff out, but hopefully they get that patched as soon as possible. Next up, we got Beast of Reincarnation. I didn't know this game even existed until a couple weeks ago, so this really popped up on my radar, and I didn't expect you to play it, Phil, but you did.
Yeah.
What's going on with Beast of Reincarnation?
I've played a little bit. Listen, I think once the Game Freak has made enough Pokemon games that they have earned at least me trying this game out. Yeah, it's Game Freak. So like there are a couple of issues. I've only got to play a very little bit of it, just with kind of busy last couple days. But it is a very pretty game. You're a cool chick with a sword who has a big like wolf natural. I don't know. Companion. It's like part plant, part wolf companion. It's so
A
sick.
naga like, perhaps
A
an appa.
naga.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot like a naga, because it's just like the big cool dog with this lady who kicks ass.
Hmm.
Um, you fight a lot of monsters. You've got a gun, so it's kind of Devil May Cry like feeling, like
Yeah.
it's that fast-ish action. Then you can also pause time and command your wolf to do certain attacks to like do different element combos, this, that, and the other thing. The main character lives in like this cool like it's like an RV, but it walks on legs, and she's protecting some child.
Wow.
I don't know much more beyond that, but I'm really excited to like get more time with it. It's gotten some like mixed reviews from people who
I
reviewers who
saw
played
that.
it.
I
I think
saw
it's
IGN gave it a 6. So that is
yeah, IGN
unfortunate.
is still washed in my opinion. I don't know. Did you see the Resident Evil interview that one of the IGN people did?
I don't think so.
One of their interviewers.
Mm-mm.
Yep, he kept asking the director, "What are you buying?" And the director's like, "Oh, yeah." And then the guy's like, "What are you buying?" And he's like, I don't know, man." And he goes, "Oh, what are you selling?" And the director, you could tell just his face is just like, "All right, what the hell?"
I gotta look
So
this up.
that's
This
fun.
sounds crazy.
IGN is cringe as hell. They don't. I don't base anything on their reviews anymore because they're so. I feel like I don't know. They're very just not my type of game anymore.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. Like they don't judge games on a thing that I do anymore.
Oh yeah, I don't mean to give them any legitimacy. I was just calling out the fact that they gave it a 6. So
I just wanted to rag on IGN for a minute. Really.
Excellent,
but,
excellent.
They're our main rival, obviously.
Yes,
but
killing us in the numbers though. Let's pump those numbers up. These are rookie numbers.
They don't know. They don't even know we're there. But I hate them. But all that to say, there are some issues from my perspective. You can't skip any cutscenes. You can't there's a lot of just like kind of little weird things that grab up against it. So I think those are things that can be patchable, and this game will probably be a really fun action adventure, like action RPG, in about 6 months.
Oh, okay.
Currently, probably just like a little flawed. If you like that type of game, I would suggest playing it. If not, wait 6 months and see if you like that type of game. But yeah.
Right on. And is this like a Souls-like, or is this a regular like action fighter? Or
It's a regular action fighter. There is like some pretty big punishing hits that can affect you, but it's not a Souls-like because you're not like going to recollect souls or something. You're just like surviving. So yeah, I think it's I think there's a lot of promise in it, and I really think the story is like it kind of reminds me of Death Stranding a little bit, but without like a lot of the Kojima like haze. It's just like the style of that without the like the Kojima-ness, which I love, but it's
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And last up for this week's major game releases, Big Walk is coming out. I think it is on a launch sale on Steam for a little bit off, and then it is also available on PlayStation Plus. Is it available on Game Pass, Phil?
It is not on Game Pass. This is
finally
this is
PlayStation
Game Pass
Plus.
Missed.
Finally, they get
Has
a win.
one. Yeah, I mean, Beast of Reincarnation is on Game Pass. That's how I played it. So, but
yeah,
so if you got both, you're sitting pretty.
Yeah.
All that to say, a Big Walk is like a friend slop game. I would say lovingly.
Yeah.
I love friend slop games. But it is also currently, I think, one of the highest reviewed games of the year right now, which is pretty fun.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I mean, I kind of feel like it's a spiritual. I'm glad I brought up Peak, but yeah, it kind of feels like a spiritual successor to Peak. Although I know it's a lot less about actually climbing and more of like going on a journey, even though there is some climbing in the game. That's just not the core mechanic. But yeah, I am going to be playing this with a big group of friends tomorrow night. So I'm very excited about that. And where did you see it reviewed so well, Phil? Was it IGN? You're an avid reader of their material.
I'm always following their stuff. No, I think I saw a Reddit article that was talking, someone linked on Reddit to an article that's saying it's currently the best reviewed game of the year. everything that I've seen about the reviews has filled me with hope that it's like just a very surprising, fun like puzzle game to play with friends. Um, I'm really excited to give this one a shot. So yeah.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, right on. I'm excited as well. All right, let's get into the news. Marvel Rivals is getting a file size update. Thank you, God. I have been waiting for this. I have had to uninstall and reinstall Marvel Rivals. I like playing competitive shooters. I know it's a third person, MOBA like shooter, but still, I like playing competitive games on my PC, and just the amount of hard disk space. I think the last time I installed it, it was like 128 gigabytes, and that is too many. That is too many. There's too many. Okay. So this latest rival, this latest update, they make an adjustment to the textures or the texture system that is in the game. So it is supposed to lower the install size by 40 gigabytes, which, still a very large game with, if it's still 80 gigabytes big. I don't know what the current file size is, but the fact that they recognize this, NetEase was like, okay, this is getting ridiculous. We don't want to be Call of Duty. We're going to make an active effort to reduce the file size. I think is fantastic service for their customers. And then also I think it's part of them realizing if we take up a huge amount of space on someone's hard drive, they're going to be like Paul and they're going to uninstall it, because you're forcing gamers, especially PC gamers, to make a decision on well, maybe not just PC gamers, but every gamer, of like making a decision of, do I keep this game installed or not? Yeah. When's the last time I played this game? So I think this is a positive all around. Not really a lot to rag on. Just heap it on the praise.
Yeah.
Please keep it rolling. I don't like 120 gigabyte video games. We don't need that.
Yeah.
We don't need it.
And we don't need it, and I think like this Marvel Rivals, I will give them credit. They are constantly expanding their game, so like I feel like a sizable file size is understandable.
Yeah.
But similarly, Helldivers 2 did the same thing, and they are a game with a lot of stuff happening, a lot of really cool planets and destinations, a lot of weapons. There's so much in that game, and they're like, let's actually reduce the file size. Love to see it from these types of developers. I mean, NetEase over there with Marvel Rivals has just done nothing but won me positive feelings about them. Their model is great. They have a couple of things that sort of suck. Like now they have some costumes that are tied to loot box style things.
Sure.
But all that to say, still quite good. Still head and shoulders above Overwatch.
Still, you get to play every character for free. So don't have to spend any money. If you want to get into the cosmetic, rabbit hole, then you can. But yeah 100%. All right. There's a quick story. Let's move on to the next Halo campaign, Evolved. I thought we were done talking about this in the news, and we're not, because apparently there was supposed to be multiplayer in Halo Campaign Evolved. And this was one of my major criticisms with Halo Campaign Evolved coming out. And my particular criticism was the price point of Halo Campaign Evolved, because it's pretty much full price game. And I think this, I do really love Assassin's Creed Black Flag as well, but I will say it kind of really sucks when we're playing a game that's over 10 to 15 years old, and you were paying for a full price game as if you just came up with everything. You did not.
Yeah.
You didn't. And the fact that Halo Campaign Evolved is just the single player story, you can play that story with other people, but the fact that there's no multiplayer whatsoever feels weird. And I think that there are the hardcore Halo fans out there who will be like, well, it's the story in Halo that's absolutely amazing, and that's what I'm really drawn to. But when you zoom out to the wider audience, why Halo was such a hit was for its multiplayer. Particularly Halo 2 and Halo 3. But it's synonymous with Xbox multiplayer gaming. At least it was
Yep.
back in our gaming heyday when we were younger. And so, not that that time is ever going to end, Phil.
Yeah, we're gonna live forever.
Yes, we are.
No, I'm with you there. Even so much as so as they released skins for Master Chief. There was one on Discord that you could get for playing the game or watching a trailer or whatever. And I'm like, what is the point? Okay, so the point of the skin is never for me to see, but always if I'm playing with someone else online in the story mode, they'll see that I look a little different. Wow, sick. Thank you, Microsoft. So they were planning, I think, this multiplayer pretty late in development, even until the time where they were like, you know what? Let's set up a system for skins to be viable and relevant, which is crazy to me.
Yes, it is. Especially when you haven't gotten the multiplayer working at all. So they cited that the biggest problem with the multiplayer was that they couldn't translate it to Unreal Engine 5, which is like really weird to me, because how did you transform the campaign into Unreal Engine 5? And what that tells me is they ran it through a system that, or I don't know if it was, helped with AI or whatever it was, but they ran it through a system to just change the game into Unreal Engine 5. And if they were going to build the multiplayer, it sounds like what they needed to do is they actually needed to pay people to rebuild the multiplayer in Unreal Engine 5 instead of just putting it through a processing program and upgrading everything. And that sounds like work that maybe you should do if you're charging gamers full price for a video game.
Well, I think one other bit about this that definitely bums me out is that Assassin's Creed Black Flag, like, it looks a lot better because we haven't seen it since the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360.
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess PlayStation 4, but it was like,
Sure.
But Halo, we've had like 16 Halo remasters in the past year. Maybe it's just the one, but Master Chief Collection looks so similar to this that it is pretty, like, it's jarring by how different it doesn't look from that. Like, I was looking at old screenshots and I was like, oh, this just looks like an up-res version of that. However, had the original Halo came out and then now Halo Campaign Evolved comes out, I think more people would be wild about playing it on this new system with all these upgraded graphics. It would look so different and so good. But forget that. We had to make some money in the interim. Stupid.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like this will lead us into this next little bullet point, whereas that this is really Halo PS5. That's what this game is. I know it's available on Xbox. I know you can play it on your computer, but that's what it is. This is Master Chief's first time on PlayStation, and I'm struggling. I should bring up the story first of that, how it's not selling very well on PlayStation 5. Apparently it sold about 350,000 copies on PlayStation 5, which again isn't horrible, but when you're Halo, coming from a major publisher like Microsoft, where Master Chief is your headlining man, those are bad numbers. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, who is the audience here? Who is buying Halo on a PS5? And that's not to put anybody down, but like when you really think about it, it's like people who are buying Halo on PS5 are people who used to be Xbox gamers and then probably fell off Xbox a little bit. Maybe they bought a PS4. And now that PS5 is dominating this generation by a mile, excluding Nintendo's little private property over there.
Now
that they're dominating so much, they've now started playing on PlayStation as opposed to playing on Xbox. So it's like, I feel like that's a niche within a niche within a niche of just like, we're looking for Xbox gamers who are now PlayStation gamers who haven't bought one of the remasters that you just mentioned, and so that's who they're selling to. And I feel like the really hardcore Xbox fans are still going to get this on Xbox, or they're going to play it on their PCs. So this isn't a big surprise to me, especially going back to what we just talked about. There's no multiplayer. So what is the draw here other than to have the nostalgia of playing through an old campaign? And I know that they added some missions at the beginning and everything like that. And the sergeant is in it as well. And that's all cool and fine and dandy. But it feels like an incomplete product, which is what Halo as a franchise has been pumping out, especially with Halo Infinite. And it's like, this looks a lot better than Halo Infinite, but it's still an incomplete product. And that is really disappointing.
Yeah, man. I don't know. It's a tough thing. If it had the multiplayer on it, I think like, oh, this would be a great shot for Microsoft to sell something on PlayStation. But without that, it's just like, I don't know. Just put it out there so maybe someone will buy it. That feels like the move that they're doing. So
yeah, it's just like, well, we can, and we came up with this program that'll change everything in Unreal 5, except for the multiplayer. We'd have to pay people to do that, so we won't. So that's what it feels like. All right. Dave Bautista has been linked to playing the new Kratos. Many of you probably saw this a couple of weeks ago, or maybe it was a month ago now at this point, where the lead actor who had been cast as Kratos tore his bicep and has been unable to continue on set. And people are using this as an opportunity to completely recast the role, as well as recasting Atreus as well. And people who have not worked in show business, this is a classic thing. It's you pick your leading character, and then the supporting characters, you kind of cast off of them. And so I wasn't surprised to see that Atreus was also going to be getting a recast. But I also think that this is a reaction to... Oh, yes, sir.
It is time. Hold on 1 second.
Oh, it is time. Okay, excellent.
Hello? Hello? For the Jetta? Oh, it's ready? Okay. I should be in probably in about 45 minutes. Perfect. Thank you. Bye. All right, sorry about that.
No, it's fine. How do I want to do
Kratos? Oh yeah.
Many people who have not worked in show business, this is usually how it works, where if you have a leading character, you often cast supporting characters off of that. And so they probably want to have someone who looks more like Dave Bautista, or looks like he could be his son, or something like that. So it makes sense that Atreus is going to be recast as well. I also think, though, that they were underwhelmed with the internet's reaction to their casting of Kratos. And that image that they put out, which I still don't know if that was an actual set image, or if that was like a concept image, or whatever it was, everybody hated it. And so I think they saw the internet's reaction to that. And then I'm forgetting the lead actor's name. He played Thor in God of War Ragnarok. He tore his bicep, and they're like, hey, you know what? Let's take this opportunity. Let's get somebody a little bit more big time. Let's get somebody a little bit more Hollywood. Let's get somebody who has played a character with gray skin and red marks on them while being shirtless. Because casting directors are really original. So
I think when we say, the actor, I forget his name, when he was injured, he tore his bicep. I think that was him being like, you know what, actually, I'm going to leave. No, I think the injury is probably authentic. However, I feel like it is also possibly being played up as an excuse for Amazon to just be like, you know what, let's just recast this thing. Or maybe for this actor to be like, you know what, it's not worth the hate that I'm going to get. So time to dip.
I mean, you know how it is being an actor. If we get offered a job, you take it. So we have the least amount of control.
But I mean, this dude is also, he's a voice actor. He's living that good life.
Yeah, that's true.
best case scenario.
I hope they actually bring him back and just have him play Thor. He voiced Thor in the video game. You can stay true to one of the voice actors. Just have him play Thor. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, what do you think of Dave Bautista as Kratos?
I think it's fine, if not unoriginal. I think it's, I think it's good casting. He will fit. He's also thinned out a little bit. He is not the Dave Bautista that we remember.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think he is one of the stronger wrestlers turned actor.
Yeah,
I think
I agree.
You have him and what's his name? Peacemaker.
John Cena.
John Cena at the top of that list, and you have The Rock, who is the most famous, but I think
worst. Yeah,
his star is kind of fading a little bit. That
You're
said,
not going to see Jumanji 4?
I probably will. Actually, it does look fun. But yeah, I think that they could have gotten someone probably better, probably an unknown. But I think they're trying to do as much as they can to
pump it up. Yeah,
get people excited about this. And I think Dave Bautista will do that. I think he's very talented. And I think he will knock it out of the park. So
yeah, I agree. I agree with pretty much everything you just said. I think it's kind of weird for me because usually I'm very anti like Hollywood casting, because this is a very Hollywood casting. It's like if if they cast Sauron in Lord of the Rings, it's like, let's make it Jason Momoa, and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Like, it's because he's big, So I think Bautista could actually do a good job with this part, and I think he is the best wrestler turned actor, to be honest. I don't think he's an incredible actor, but I've steadily seen him improve in the more projects that he's done. So I think I'm gonna give him a shot, and I really don't want to watch this show, but we're probably gonna have to talk about it at least a little bit when it comes out. So I'm gonna hope for the best.
Who else would you have cast? Because I'm seeing, like, I feel like Vin Diesel is the other person that, like, could do it. I would hate it, but I feel like other bald guy who's big.
I probably would have preferred to go with an unknown. But that's why I'm saying, like, if it has to be a Hollywood big name, I think Dave Bautista is the best choice. Because Vin Diesel can't act his way out of a I don't know, anything. Like
a Fast and the Furious movie?
A tuna can, so.
He can't act his way out of a franchise. I think my other weird casting that I might throw out there, that it is like he's got a history with Amazon and I just like him, is like Carl Urban.
Okay.
Just let him get big and beefy if he wants to. I don't think he wants to. That's probably what it is.
Yeah, no, I gotta disagree with you there. And Carl's getting enough work. He just did Mortal Kombat. He's okay.
It's true. Yeah. I just watched that. Fun movie. Fun movie.
Right on. All right, moving right along. So we've talked about Sony having their big announcement that they're not going to be doing discs going into the future. There's been a lot of internet backlash to this. We talked about it for one of our main topics a couple episodes ago. My kind of position with it hasn't changed, where it's just like, I wish that they were continuing to do discs, but they are following the money. And this latest article confirms that. Sony's latest PS5 sales data shows that digital games are pulling 80% for the last 3 months. 80% of all games sold on PlayStation 5 have been digital games and not physical games. And to be honest, I am actually, if we actually get into it, it's 82%. There's only 18% of physical games being sold. And I think this is a big point that people need to listen to. If you are a big proponent of, I want to have a physical game, you need to always be buying a physical game. Because
go buy some physical media if you're going to be upset about it.
Yes, the money listens. The money listens. They look at where the money is going. These big businesses, they're constantly looking to trim the fat. Look at what Microsoft has been doing all year, has been cutting back and cutting back and cutting back and trying to raise their profit margin. So you need to buy physical games, and possibly, I'm hoping, in a perfect world, this is not far from perfect world, but I'm hoping that Sony will give the option of people buying physical games as like for a premium or something like that.
Yeah.
Or like that comes in the Ultimate Edition. And even if the PS6 doesn't have a Blu-ray player, well, you could buy an add-on that plugs into the back. And, you know, if you really want to do it that way, we'll sell you another thing. You know, and yeah, which is again all awful, and I wish it wasn't that way. But are you surprised by these numbers, Phil? Does 82% shock you, or does that sound exactly what you thought it was?
I can't believe so many people bought, and not to be a jerk, because I do definitely think that the lack of physical media is going to be bad going forward. But the amount of people who bought a PlayStation 5 with a disc drive, I was like, what are you doing? You know that once you buy a digital game, you are going to want to use that. That's me most of the time. I'm like, okay, all of my library is right here. I just go, doot, 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 boop, play the game I want.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not downloaded? I've got DSL. I've got
DSL.
fiber wireless. I'll just download the game.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that is a very strawman-y argument for it. That's just the convenience argument.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's got to be wild to expect that people would go to the store to get. I'm going to drive on to Target, see if they have a copy of the game I want. Oh, they don't have it. I have to go to another one. I'm going to go to a GameStop. They're going to rip me off. Or I just buy the thing directly from the company with no tax. People are going to choose that every time. And again, it is the convenient thing. It is not the best because if you lose access to your PlayStation account or if you're not logged in for a month, you can't play your games anymore. So, yeah, it makes perfect sense.
Well, I think they clarified that login after a month thing.
Yeah.
Yes, so that's not actually the case as long as you do it the first time you have a game. So yeah, so that's good. But yeah,
but it just makes it easier. It just makes it more of a. Of course, people would go digital once people saw the opportunity. You know?
Yeah, it's like, and for me, it's like I don't even consider buying a physical version of a game unless I'm going to buy an Ultimate Edition where it's like this is a game that I am a huge fan of, that I want a physical copy of something. Like just looking at my Steam library, which again, nobody's criticizing Valve for taking CDs away or DVDs or anything, discs. Nobody's criticizing Valve for pushing that. But if I had a physical disc for every Steam game that I owned, it would be insane. This entire wall behind me would just be video games. And I know that there are very fortunate people out there who have giant houses where they can have giant game rooms with walls of video game things. And good for you. Really, I do mean that, good for you. But a lot of people can't do that. So like it's a lot easier if it's in a digital library that takes up no space and just goes on a hard drive. So yeah. It does suck. It is unfortunate, but this is the way things have been going for a while now, unfortunately.
You know, I wonder if we're gonna if it's gonna like cross across the Rubicon of because hard drives and RAM are so expensive, it will be cheaper to buy physical media in the future.
Maybe. I have no idea what the future holds. I really don't know. So
probably, regrettably, more AI.
Yep. All right. Pressing right along to our last story. Switch 2. The sales are down this year. That is surprising to me. The more I think about it, kind of makes sense. But the Switch 2 had a pretty favorable launch. They sold 3.82 million Switch 2 consoles in the 3 months ending June 30th. The company reported in its latest financial results, which are that offer year on sales. Oh, Jesus. Whoever wrote this IGN article cannot write. The point is, Switch 2 sold pretty well. end of last year, the summer, into Christmas. Things are now slowing down this year. We haven't really gotten a lot of Switch 2 games that have come out. And I think that's really the problem. And I would add to that, since my partner has a Switch 2 and I do play it periodically, there's not a lot that the Switch 2 does that the Switch doesn't do. And I have you have a Switch 2, Phil. Have you been finding that you've been playing it a lot, or that it's been a considerable upgrade to your Switch, or where are you with this?
It's a considerable upgrade to the Switch, in my opinion.
Okay.
I definitely felt the Switch chugging against different things that I was trying to play on the Switch. The Switch 2 feels like it's just supercharged in terms of that. The graphic fidelity is a lot better.
Sure.
However, what killer IP does the Switch 2 have?
Yeah.
Not really. Pokopia?
Yeah.
That's about it.
Because I feel like unless you're a Mario Kart, like hardcore racer, like you're not doing that. Donkey Kong Bonanza was very good, but it wasn't the killer IP like you're talking about. And then what have we gotten from Nintendo this year, big IP wise? Was there a Kirby game, or the Kirby racing game came out? I want to say, or was that
I think there was
year?
Kirby Racing, and then there was just recently the Squid game, the Squid Children, Inkosaurus. What are those games called?
I thought you meant like Squid Game on Netflix.
No, the Squid Children who shoot paint all over each other.
Yeah, Splatoon or
Splatoon.
Yes.
The single player version of Splatoon. Yeah.
So yeah, maybe I think you're probably onto something there. It's a killer IP thing. We need a Mario Galaxy 3 or something like that to come out. So maybe that's the thing that's going to turn it up. All right, let's get into our main topic for this year, or this podcast. Oh my god! So
no, I think you might be right. This is
it might be this year.
This is the topic of the year is like Grand Theft Auto 6.
Yeah, it is. And if you just love being squeezed, get ready to be squeezed a little bit more. Grand Theft Auto 6 has announced today that they will be doing an in-depth trailer, which I'm assuming means an actual gameplay trailer where we will see gameplay of Grand Theft Auto 6. And this is going to be coming out on August 27th at the end of this month. However, the trailer is coming exclusively to Netflix and will not be posted on YouTube or any other platform until 6 hours after it has been posted on Netflix, this is the weirdest thing. But the article that I linked to this story, the title of this article, I actually really like. It's GTA 6 trailer being paywalled behind Netflix is upsetting a lot of people, but it's also a sign of the times. And I agree with that statement so much. It is completely a sign of the times where we are being paywalled to watch a trailer for something. That's and something that you've brought up every single year that we have covered the Game Awards, Phil. It has been stop doing market research for these people. Stop voting for most anticipated game, because you're pumping them up so they can do whatever they want, like stupid garbage crap like this. It's like, look, if you want to put the trailer on Netflix, I have nothing against that. It could you want to buy the front page of Netflix for a day where it just shows you the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer? Absolutely. But why is it a timed exclusive? Why is it not on YouTube? Why is it not on your website? Why are you not talking to video game sites about this? And I could only think, do you think that Netflix is getting a pay cut for this, or the other way around? Or
no, Netflix is paying them for sure. Netflix is like, we want people to see the game footage on our. I think Netflix is experimenting with boxing fights, different sporting events, all those types of things,
live
events.
Yeah.
So I do think that, I mean, like, honestly, Netflix, if you want to do something smart, do the Game Awards with no commercials. Do Jeff
Yeah.
Keighley's Summer Games, like, showcase, no commercials. This is stupid. The only thing that I would enjoy from Netflix is, like, a pretty in-depth behind-the-scenes making of, and not an in-depth trailer, because an in-depth trailer is a commercial. Unless you were giving me insight into, like, the making of this game, do not just show me a commercial for something that I am paying you for. Yeah, crazy to me. Absolutely, like, crazy, disgusting. And I think Netflix is just throwing stuff at the wall to see what will stick in terms of how to approach the gaming, like, sphere.
Yeah.
But this Netflix, bro, this ain't it.
I mean, I'm less critical of Netflix because they've been dabbling in all of these things that you've just mentioned, and more critical with Rockstar of why are we doing this? Why are you doing this? You're already going to charge more for your game than any other standard game has ever been released for ever. You're already paywalling certain shops in your online store to alienate. They're doing what Apple does to Android users, which is like, we want to alienate certain users so that they feel bad and spend more money on our product. And like, I hate that so much. That is such monopoly crap and talk. So I'm 100% not behind this. And I think I'm going to do my best to not watch it on Netflix. I'm going to try to wait and watch it on YouTube when it comes out or something like that. But like I was saying before with the digital only sales with Sony, it's like the money listens. And if this debuts on Netflix and Netflix gets millions and millions of people to watch this trailer on their platform, they're going to do this more and more, and Rockstar is going to do it more and more. It's going to be, except next time it's going to be in February, and they're going to be like, we are going to show off the multiplayer of Grand Theft Auto 6 that's coming later this year on Netflix. And this time it's an exclusive for 24 hours. So are you really going to wait 24 hours before you see the multiplayer trailer or blah, 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 blah? Like that kind of crap. I hate that. And I also hate that Netflix is the most expensive streaming service. You could have put this on cheaper streaming services, and you went with Netflix. So,
man, everything about Rockstar and Grand Theft Auto 6 just grosses me out.
It's getting worse.
Yeah, it's like they know that they have a really popular thing, and instead of just like sticking their heads down and making a good game, they're like, we are the apex of video games. Yeah. We're the best thing that's ever happened. So we're going to just treat this like you're lucky to smell our farts. Homie, stop. Just, I mean, old Grand Theft Auto would have made fun of this type of thing.
Yeah.
And Grand Theft Auto is doing this type of thing.
Yeah. They have become the juggernaut that they criticize. And they criticize so much of, like I talked about, one of the big reasons I like Grand Theft Auto is its criticism of American society in particular. It kind of has a similar feeling to like South Park of how it criticizes our society. And I really enjoy that commentary because it's a lot of what my internal monologue is most of the time. So it's interesting to see them become what they make fun of. Maybe think about that, Rockstar, if there's any employees listening. So, all right. We got to get going here. So we're going to wrap up episode 129 of the GGG podcast. Thank you guys for listening to this week's episode. Sorry it was so full of numbers and technical data and other crap like Netflix and digital games and cancellation of Halo multiplayer. But there should be some other exciting things to talk about next week. So tune in then. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to our podcast on our YouTube channel, please do so. And if you're listening to the audio only version on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, you can follow us over there as well and give us a 5-star review. We'd really appreciate it. Phil, I'll see you next week. What are you gonna?
See you next week.
What are you gonna be playing this week?
Well, I'm probably gonna be playing a little bit of Beast of Reincarnation. I'm gonna be doing some magic stuff because there's the Hobbit magic set is coming out.
That's right.
But Let me pitch this little last segment on the show here called "Looking Forward," spelled with a PH, because I'd like to highlight games that are coming out. Sure. I forgot were coming out. Star Wars Zero Company launches this month. That is the XCOM Star Wars game on the 27th on PC. So look forward to that one. I'm pretty stoked about that myself.
I'm going to be getting that too. Like, I've been lying to myself, trying to say that I'm not, but I'm going to get it. So it's going to be rad.
We're day ones, baby.
Day ones. All right. Peace out, everybody. We'll see you later.
Peace.